Pinaroo Roma Inc. Began its history back in 1958 at a Rotary meeting. It was decided at that Rotary meeting that there was a need in the community for cottages for the aged Westerners who couldn't afford to buy a home in town, often retiring from the land, and for other workers retiring and not having permanent accommodation. From that, $8,000 was raised over the next 5 years, and $24,000 in funding from the Commonwealth Government was secured, and a public meeting was held in Roma on the 28th of November 1963. From that public meeting, a committee was put together comprising mainly Rotary members and key community members, and in 1968 the Pinaroo Aged Westerners Cottage Scheme, as it was known at that stage, was established with 5 cottages built on the eastern part of the Pinaroo establishment. From that, in 1971, Joby Elkie Peterson opened what was then Pinaroo, which was a 12-bed residential facility with a kitchen, dining room and recreation area. From that, in 1977, an extra 6 units were added, and then again another 6 in 1991. From that, a 10-year plan was put in place, and over that period we have seen Pinaroo develop to what it is today. The 10-year plan saw stage 1 with 15 extra units, the Jacaranda wing being added in 2001, followed in 2003 by another 8 units on the western side, and in 2007-2008 we received substantial grants from the Commonwealth to upgrade the kitchen and add an extra 4 units to the western wing. During the progress of this, we were then given another grant of $5 million from the then Department of Health and Ageing, and we replaced all the 24 units, the original 24 units, and a new recreational room as well. This was opened in 2010, and full accreditation for both building and for operational processes was achieved in December 2009 in actual fact. This brought us to a stage where we had 50 beds. All the old units were replaced, and we virtually had a facility that was less than 10 years old. From 2010 on, and we've seen change in the demographics of our residents in that time. We've moved from a low care facility to 53% of our residents being high care. Part of the expansion that happened in 2008 and 2009 was a 12-bed special care area, and that has been filled for the whole time. The occupancy rate of Pinaroo since its inception has been around 99%. Over the period we've had waiting lists varying between 50 and 15. There's always a need for extra beds. In 2012, beds became available at Mitchell. Previously, Marinara Regional Council-owned building in Mitchell was closed, and the Marinara Regional Council expressed preference for the beds to go to Pinaroo. From that, Pinaroo have made application to the federal government, and we've been granted the 20 beds as of September this year. That's a great result for Pinaroo, as we need that to move on and become economically viable into the long-term future. We've been given a short term to raise community funds to fund this expansion. The overall cost will be between $4.5 and $5 million, and Pinaroo needs to raise a certain amount of money locally to do that. Also, we will be approaching the federal government at an appropriate time for extra funding as well. It's important to note that the federal government since 1999 has put $7.7 million into this project. The rest of the funds have been raised locally. But we need to act quickly, as we have to report on a 6-monthly basis on the status of the beds and the status of our progress to the federal government. The first report is due the 1st of May, and it would be very appropriate if we had a substantial amount of community funds in our possession by that time. We see a need right now for an increase in beds to create an economy of scale that will carry Pinaroo into the future as an economically sound organisation delivering the aged care needs to the community of the Marinara region.
I was born and bred in Rome, and it's nice to have something like this.
I reckon it's a damn good idea. I've seen quite a few other facilities such as this, and this, as far as I'm concerned, that does a lot of them.
Well, it's everything we need, everything I need, anyhow.
Well, everybody's so nice and helpful, and you just feel at home.
Well, it's a very nice place when you're getting aged and you get looked after like you are here.
Yeah, well, I feel as though I'm looked after.
Improvement. Couldn't be better.
I came to Roma because my family are in India and they come fairly frequently.
Oh, well, no, not really. This is where I like to be.
I'm really happy here.
Pinaroo needs the help of the community to move forward with the 20-bed expansion, to put it in a position where it can be a leading aged care facility for the Marinara region into the future.